morning, friends. This is Misty with the Josephine County Youth Foundation, tuning in with you to build animals today. Today will be a little more organized. I have collected pieces already. I've put together some simple animals so that I can teach you how to build them yourself out of your own Lego bricks. So I'll give everybody a few minutes to get on here. I know I'm a smidge early, but it'll be a fun day, no doubt. Today, I have a special girl joining me, and I'm super excited to say hello to her. Her name is Emma. And I don't see anybody here yet. The Facebook Live isn't working on the computer again, so I'm using the phone. When you're on, say hello. When somebody's here, there are some people. Hi, good morning. So this morning I have some animals put together for you. And yesterday, hi Emma. How are you today? I have some animals put together so that we can build them together. So I will give you an easy one first. So first we're going to build a duck. And ducks are pretty easy. So it will look like this when it's done. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So first, I want you guys to find a 2x1. It's really kind of a 2x2, almost, wedge. See, it'll look like this. These are going to be your duck feet. Isn't that fun? So when you have that piece, hold on to it. Because next, you're going to find this piece. In whatever color you want. If you don't have it in yellow, that's okay. What color do you want your duck to be? I know yellow is Emma's favorite color, or it was last I heard. But you could make a blue duck. You can make a red duck. You can make a white duck. Doesn't matter. You could make it multicolored. So we have this. And then we're going to put this wedgie piece right here, right into the middle of this little piece here. Okay? And then we're going to find another 3. I didn't have a 3 though. I did not have a 2x3, so I made one out of this. Right. And then are you ready? Is everybody ready? So when you're ready, we're going to put this piece, I think we went forward with it. See, I wrote down things. Yes. So I lost a piece somewhere. Hold on. No telling. I'll have to find another one. So we're going to stick this one on here like this. I broke my feet off. Okay? And then I'm going to put this one in the middle. And then you're going to put another one on the back. See, we're just going to keep on towering it. And then you need a long angle piece. But if you don't have a long angle piece, you can use a short angle piece, a short wedge, or if you don't have a wedge, you can just use a brick. It's going to work the same. It won't look the same, but it will work the same. And then you put this piece, hey, here's your guy. You're going to put this piece on him. Oh, like this. See, so it's like he's looking at you. If you didn't want him to look at you, you could make him go forward, but I kind of like him to look at me sideways. And then you're going to get a little 2x1 brick like this, and you're going to put it behind his little beak there. See? Just like that. Oh. Go downstairs. Those dogs, they love to join us. And then, after that, you're going to get another 2x2 brick. And we're going to put it on top of this. Like this. Voila, you have a duck. If you have those pieces with eyes on them, you could find some eye pieces and put there. I couldn't find any in my 2 bins. I know I have them in one of them, but I have a lot of bins, so. But one of the fun tricks that you can use, if mom and dad say it's okay, is a dry erase marker. Dry erase is nice because it comes off really easily and doesn't ruin your bricks. I'm going to do little star eyes. Merp. Little eyes. And then if you don't like it, it wipes off. And then it's easy. See? Easy peasy. A duck. Quack, quack. Okay. Did you build your duck? Was that fun? So, next I have a fish. Fish are pretty easy to build as well, and you can do a lot of stuff to refine these builds. So with your duck, for instance, all of these studs, you can cover them with tile. And tile, for those of you who don't know, are the pieces that don't have studs on them. So they look, oh, that's a grate. Ah, here we go. They look like, like this. See? No studs. You can clip it to stuff, but it has no studs. And they come in all kinds of different colors, but if you had some yellows, you could put it on there. It just kind of makes it look more finished, if you will. So that's one of the fun things you can do with any build. Add tiles. Makes it look nicer. You could do little angles in there, make it look more angled. It's pretty nice. So, little duck. Okay, a fish. It will look like this. And again, you can draw your eyeballs. I did not draw my eyeballs yet, but we will. I was not going to find eyeballs this morning. So, here we go. Easy peasy. Get an upside down angle. These ones can be a little trickier to find sometimes. And again, you can build your fish in whatever colors you want. You can make it all one color if you want. So, a little upside down angle. And then you're going to find a 2x4. See? 2 studs by 4 studs, 2x4 brick. And we are going to stick this together like this. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. And then, well, we're just going to make this easier. I'm going to take this apart. You're going to get 2 more. Find 2 more 2x4s. Dig up in your bricks. And then when you find them, you're going to take this one, and you're going to take this piece, and you're going to put this one at the very back, just covering 1 stud. Well, 2 studs really, but 1 on the back side. And then you're going to do another 2x4 on the other part of this. See, so it will look like this. I have a brick that's kind of chewed up a little bit.
It keeps going down.
No, he doesn't want to come. Brex thought he wanted to join me, but he didn't. All right, and then you're going to put this brick covering your cracks right there. See? You want to put it right in the middle of that. It's a little 2x2. And you're going to need another 2x2 like this. So when you have your 2 2x2s, or if you didn't have 2 2x2s, you could use 1 2x4. See? There are so many different ways to build with Lego. That's why it's so great. And then you're going to need a right side up angle. Whatever color you choose, get yourself that right side up angle. If you don't have angles, you can just use a regular brick. Let me demonstrate. Oh, for instance, if you don't have an angle, you can just use a brick. Same with the bottom. If you don't have an angle, you can just use a brick. It won't look the same, but it will work the same. So then you're going to put that right in the middle again. I know it doesn't quite look like a fish yet, but give it a minute. We're going to put a tail on it. Okay. Now, for the bottom of the tail, you're going to want a brick. Whatever color you want. Whatever color. I'm going to hang it off the back of my fish. Sometimes, I mean, if you didn't want to, you could build it right on there. But I'm going to hang it off. I think it'll give it a little more character. Maybe. Maybe not. And then, when you're done with that one, you're going to want another 2x2 piece. Little 2x2 brick. See? And you're going to put that one on the top of your tail. But that's not done yet. It's looking more like a fish. Little more. So when you're done with that, you can either find another brick. Ooh, I gotta stretch out my legs. You can either find another brick to put on this. So, here we go. You can use another brick like this. Or, if you want to make it look fancy, you can look for some angled pieces. Short angles, long angles, whatever you want. I like to use long angles. So I'm going to put this angle on the top. And then I was looking for some long angles for the bottom. But I only found one half of, it's a 1x3. So I can do half of the bottom of my tail. But again, if you can't find an angle, just use a regular brick. See? You can use a regular brick. I'm going to use my little upside down angle. Bloop, 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 bloop. Man, that bottom brick really doesn't want to stay on there. It's been chewed on. Okay, and then if you really wanted to get fancy, see, this is what we're talking about, making things fancy. I love these little cheese wedges. See? Well, that's what I call them. Little single stud wedges. Just like this. And I'm going to put those right on the back of this little tail. See? Just gives it a little more refinement. And then again, if you wanted to make it super fancy, you can cover these with tile. Cover them up. Well, now, as we know, he doesn't have any eyes. We're going to put some little eyes on him. Because our fish, I think, should have some eyes. There we go. I do have some other markers somewhere. I don't know. All right, a fish. Emma, what is this fish's name? I think he needs a name. I'll see if you have any suggestions. If not, we can name it Bubbles. Bloop, bloop. So, yesterday, we have a parrot who wants to wake everybody in the house up. Clearly. And he likes to bark. So that's really exciting too. Oh, one of the other fun things you can do with your fish is find fun pieces like this. If you wanted to use this on your tail instead, you could do that too. Just gives it more round. Super fun. That's the great thing about Lego. You can do so many different things. That bird. Okay, so yesterday we talked about elephants as well and how fun they were. And a lot of people don't think elephants are easy, but they can be. So I have an easy elephant right here for us. Oh my gosh. I missed a piece when I was building it. But no big deal. We'll put the other piece of his ear on. Okay. There we go. Little elephant. I put holes for his eyes here. So, you can build this elephant. Easy peasy. We're going to take it apart in pieces so that you can see how easy he is. First, we're going to find some squares. Some 2x2 squares. And you're going to want to start with 2 black ones and 4 gray ones. Well, if you're doing your elephant in gray, you don't have to do it in gray. So when you have your pieces, you're going to stack them up like this. So black on the bottom, and then 2 gray on top of each black piece. And then we're going to set those down. I'm working on the phone again, so I'm using my computer as my table. All right. And then you're going to find an upside down angle in whatever color you want. I couldn't find a light gray one when I was looking, so I used dark gray. So my elephant has different colors. And then you're going to take this piece and put it on the front of a pair of legs. On the front. We'll see how long he hangs out. And then you're going to get a 2x4 brick in whichever color you want, and you're going to put this on the back of your angled piece. Like this. And then you're going to take your other legs and you're going to put them halfway. Just halfway on it. And then you're going to want a 1x2 brick like this. And then this 1x2 brick is going to go on the back of your elephant like this. So now your legs are attached to a partial body. So your next layer is going to be a 2x2, another square. We use a lot of squares in these builds. A lot of squares. So when you find your 2x2 square, you are going to stick it on here like this. And then, after that, I found one long piece because, frankly, it was easier than finding lots of small pieces. So, let me take apart my l'elephant. Okay. So, I did a 2x6. I would just take him to his room. 2x6 like this. And I put that on there. You want this to overhang from your angle a little bit, just like this, because that's where your trunk is going to go. So overhang it like this. Oh, it's getting there. It's almost an elephant. So now you set that piece down. Wish you guys could see where I'm setting this stuff, but then you wouldn't see my face. Let's see. Still not. The phone has limited capabilities, unfortunately. So, then, for the trunk, you're going to do a square. We talk about these squares a lot. I have one that has been drawn on with permanent marker. It will never come off. I mean, you could, but it takes work. So there's that. And then you're going to have 3 1x2 bricks. 3 of them. I have these ones that have funky zippies on them, little designs. So stack them up like this. So you have 3. It actually kind of helps you see that there are 3 there, huh? That's fun. And then you're going to put them on top of your square. Only half of it, though. Only half. And then when you get to there, you're going to get your elephant body and you're going to put it on there. Bloop. And that's your trunk, curling under. I don't know. Are you sniffing your feet? Maybe. All right. And then your next step, you are going to want a 1x2 brick, like this. And you're going to put it at the front of your elephant. Burp, burp. And then if you have any eye pieces, you can use those. I like to use these if I don't have eyes. Or the other thing you can use is a brick with a hole in it. So then you have at least an eye hole. It's up to you. I use these because then I can put a little stud on it if I want. So you're going to face these pieces out because you want to be able to see the hole from the outside. And then I used angle pieces. But that doesn't mean that you have to use angle pieces. You can use just bricks for this if you don't have angles. So you put your brick or your angle on so it hangs off. See? On both sides. And then, because elephants have really big ears, right? Big ears. You're going to want to put this 1x2 brick underneath your angle or your brick, whichever piece you used. See? So then you have longer ears. And if you wanted even longer ears, you could add another piece. It just depends on preference. So I'm going to put one of these on each side. You got to have big ears on both sides. Maybe he's Dumbo. If he's Dumbo, you better add some extra pieces. Because Dumbo had really big ears. Okay, then you want another 2x2 brick. I didn't have another one that I could find easily, so I used, So I used 2 1x2s. You're going to put that on the back. And then an angle. This is a right side up angle. If you don't have an angle, you can just use a square. You can use a square. It's lots different ways to use Lego. And then a 2x4 plate. And this basically just helps hold things together. And you don't have to use it, but I do. So then you stick it on there, right over the top, not covering the first 2, second 2 and on. And voila, you have an elephant. And again, if you wanted to make this a fancy elephant, you can start adding little tiles. You can make this a slightly different angle. So many different ways. You can put a tile on his trunk. Just makes it fancy. Some people like fancy. Ooh, this is a good angle. This is a 1x2 tiny angle, see? So if I have this, I'm going to take his trunk off. Let's see. Should I do it like that? You can do it like that or the other way. This kind of covers it up, makes it look like he's really scooping. Or you can use it on the back and angle it up and use extra plates and slowly build it up. Fun, fun. Or, like we mentioned earlier about the eyes, you can get little studs. Stick them on there if you want bigger eyes. I don't know that white is the right color to go with, but that's okay. I'm not even going to try to make an elephant sound, but, you know, there they are. If you wanted to build more elephants, then they would have friends, and that's always fun too. Ooh, Emma's adding wings to her elephant? That's a fantastic idea. Good thinking, Emma. I like flying elephants. They're my favorite. So, speaking of flying things, we talked yesterday about building a unicorn, and I said that I built Titus an evil unicorn, and so I brought it upstairs. This is what an evil unicorn looks like. So, the unicorn has little wings, lots of furs, hairs. Yes. It's pretty cool, actually. It. So, we can go over how to build this if you'd like. It's a pretty easy one. So you will start with a 2x3 black brick, or whatever color you want your unicorn. So let's find a 2x... Did I say 2x3? A 2x6. Let's see, a 2x6. Ah, here's one in light brown, tan. Really? I can't find one in black? Interesting. Okay. I was hoping I could find one in a different color, but I can't. All right, so we're going to start there. And then we're going to add a jumper plate to this back right here. And a jumper plate it's like a half tile with only one stud instead of two studs, like a plate. We're going to find one. Here's a jumper plate in red. This is a jumper plate, one stud. That one looks cracked. Nope, just scratched. So, jumper plate. You're going to put the jumper plate on the very back of your brick. Just like that. And then you're going to want a 2x2 plate. Or 2x1 times 2. Here we go. A 2x2 plate. Oh, it's too bright. There it is. 2x2 plate. And you are going to put this right in front of your jumper. Just like this. And then you are going to find another 2x2 plate. Here's one in tan. And you're going to put it on the front. I'm going to put that on the front. And then you're going to find a 2x2 brick. Like this. 2x2 brick. And you're going to put that on top of this 2x2 plate in the front. This is the front part of your unicorn. And then you're going to want another 2x2 plate. Here we are, like this. 2x2 plate. And you're going to stick that on top again. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky, because now we're going to find a snot bracket. And it's not necessary. Let me explain snot brackets. It stands for studs not on top. Not snot like comes out of your nose, because that's gross, but studs not on top bracket. And what those look like is, here we are. They look something like this. We call these snot brackets because then once you put it on, you can build on the side of, see? So this is where you will put your main. So then you're going to need a 1x2 plate to put right in here. A 1x2 plate. This unicorn is going to be multicolored. Perfect. And then you're going to want a 1x3 plate, or 2x3 plate, my apologies. A 2x3 plate. I know that 2x3 plates are kind of hard to find because most brick companies work in evens, not odds. And if you don't have a 2x3, you can use two 1x3s, two of them. We'll see which one I can find first. Well, we might need that piece. So, like I said yesterday, as you're digging, if you see pieces that you think you might want, just grab them. So, for instance, I know that I'm going to want some little wedged pieces for my mane, if you will, for my hairs. So, either these single stud wedges or the 2 wide wedges. They both work the same, but you have to find less if you have the double wide ones. So, while I'm digging, I'm just going to start setting these out so that I don't have to dig for them later. But currently, we're looking for a 2x3 plate. For those of you who didn't tune in yesterday and maybe don't know this, plates mean that it's not a brick, it's a flat piece. And it takes 3 plates to make brick height. So if you don't have the piece that you're looking for in a brick, but you have 3 plates that are the piece that you want, then you can stack them. As a builder, it's not my favorite way to do things, but it's possible. But the downfall is that if you ever want to use them as plates, you have to unplate them, and that becomes a bit of a challenge at times. Okay. That's a brick. Holy smokes, I'm having a hard time finding this 3. Oh, I have 2 1x3s. So I'm going to use those. So you're going to stick these only on this only on the outer one. Outer stud. You want to leave the inner stud open. Like this. See? Not on this. Don't put it on your snot bracket. You're just putting it on the front of that plate. Like this. Okay. Now, this piece that you're going to want on your snot bracket, you need a brick. A 2x1 brick. But it has 2 studs out the side as well. So I'll show you what that looks like. Or you can use 2 1x1 studs that have the stud out the back. So what that will look like is, there are a lot of different ways to do this. So I will demonstrate here several different ways. So you can find, well, we talked about this earlier. Oh, look, you can find one of these. And then there are little blue pieces that look like this, little clips. And you can put that in there and create a stud. See? Boom. Or you can find a piece with a stud out the side. Well, there's another one of these. A piece that has that, like, kind of like this. This has a stud on the side, so you can use those types of pieces. Or there are the pieces that actually have the studs out the side. Oh, look, there's another one of those. Well, I know we used one, where? On our elephant? Yes. We're going to take apart the elephant like this. Or there are some that are it's a 2x1, and they're actually built like this with studs out the side. So either way, however you want to do it, that's how it works. So we'll use these two, totally snagging this from the elephant. And you're going to put these facing backward on your unicorn. That's another piece for the mane. Gotta have a mane. All right, and then for the sides, we're going to do that again. So find a piece with a hole in the side, a stud on the side, and put it facing out because you want your unicorn to have some eyeballs. And we're going to want 2 of those, 1 on each side. Ah, here's a yellow one. So those will be your unicorn's eyeballs. So now we're going to find a regular 1x2 brick in whichever color you want. We're going to put it right on the front of that. I have a tan one right here. 1x2 brick. We're going to put that one right on the front of your eyeballs. So now we have to find, I know, I should have said it earlier, another set of these stud pieces, because we need 2 studs facing forward. So whether that's 2 different bricks like this, 2 different eyeball pieces like this, however it is, as long as they are the same so that you can put your brick across the front. So, or your plate. So you're going to want to find, maybe it's a piece like this with a little stud in it, or you could use, oh, I have 2 of these, so that's the route I'll go. So then, since I'm using these pieces, I have to find the little blue clips that create a stud. So, remember, they're not these pieces. These are way too big for what we want. We want the little ones. The little ones. I'm really digging in the wrong bin. I have a bin here that has lots of small pieces, and I have a bin that has lots of big pieces. So it will look like this again. And then you're going to put the long side into your brick to create a stud. And then you're going to put those on the front like a nose. See? 2 of them. Gotta find my little blue clip for my nose stud. Ah, here we are. Making 2. All right. That's starting to come along, right? It could look, oh, sorry, sitting on a floor. It's not super comfy at my age. All right. So once you have this, you're going to want a plate, just a 1x2 plate in whatever color you want. For Titus's, I used purple, but purple's kind of a harder color to come by unless you're buying Friends Lego, which has all the best colors. Ooh, I found a little red one. We're going to do a 1x2 right on the front. And that is your unicorn's nose. Merp. Okay, now we're going to step away from the head for a minute, and we're going to do, well, a tail and feet. And then we'll come back up here, because we just have some finishing stuff. So, for the legs on Titus's, I used some cones like this. You can use translucent or solid. I only have 2 translucents here. But I know we have some solids too. It's just easier to see the solids in the camera, frankly. So I use those and barrels. So barrels, and then I put my cone in the bottom, and then I put a stud on the bottom of that. So whatever color you want your unicorn's feet, you put in a stud, and then those are his or her legs. And then you're going to make 4 of these. And they don't have to match. They don't have to be the same. And if you don't have barrels, you can use 1x2 bricks. That will look like... Come on. Well, come on, Misty. Look like this. Just 1x brick. Just a 1x1. So you can use those for legs too. I'm going to continue with this. I have another barrel. I'm going to put my cone in the bottom, and then a little stud for a foot. 2. All right, another cone. Here's a cone that's not translucent. And then, ooh, another barrel. And then I need a little stud for the foot. Ooh, a silver one. I don't like that silver one. It doesn't fit as tight as I'd like. Here's a gray one. There we go. Okay, I have 3 legs so far. You can do so many different things with these bricks. So, for instance, one of the things I like to use for feet are little discs. Sometimes I have little discs that I use. I'll show you when I have one. So, once we're done with our feet here, which we're almost, or rather, I'm almost. Okay, so I've got my 4th leg that I'm putting together here. So barrel, cone, and then a stud. Okay, I have 4 legs. And then we're going to attach these to the corners, to the underside corners of your unicorn. Just stick them all in there. And now your unicorn has legs. Burp. You can make him have longer legs if you want. I find that sometimes they get out of control and try to break off. Okay, now for the tail. The best pieces to use for a tail are little wavy pieces. I had one yesterday. On a little, here we are. We built a super duper duper mini unicorn yesterday. So I'm going to steal its tail. This piece is the perfect tail piece. See? But Emma, if you don't have one of these, you don't have to use this. You can use a little plate. You can use a little plate off of there and then a little brick on the bottom. Dad knows what I'm talking about. So we're going to stick this on your jumper plate like this. And then you're going to find a brick to put on the bottom of that. Because you want your tail a little longer. So we're going to put that on there. Okay, so now we're ready for decorations. Emma, you probably want wings on your unicorn, right? So I will find, I don't have any wings except for Titus's in these bins, but I'll show you how to do it. So you're going to want a couple clips. I don't know what kind of wings you have. Dad can help you improvise. So I typically use, they're just single stud clips. Well, I'm going to steal Titus's for a minute. Okay, so I typically use clips like these lovely clips, and then you can stick your wings in them. I'm using wings like this, and then you stick these right here on this front row of this plate, right? Ugh, these white bricks do not do well on here, so we're just going to put it on there, and then we're going to put this wing on here, and now the unicorn has wings. Okay, details. We need to give this unicorn a mane, which I should take off the wings to do, because otherwise they're going to be in my way. Okay, remember all those studs we've been collecting? These little wedges, single stud wedges? Yeah. So we're going to put those on here. We want them facing. You want the flat part up if you want your wings to fit on right. So I'm going to have lots of different colors of these because sometimes it's hard to find all of the same color of things, right? So you're going to go 3 layers down. With your mane. Oh, I'm going to take his head off to get this on there, I guess. And then I'll put it back on. Okay. So we've got that. You're going to want another one up here. I angled mine like this. So however you think it looks best. It's really the best way to do it. Okay. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Now I'm going to put my wings back on. Now that my mane is there. La-da-da. Okay. So, you can do a plate or a tile here if you wanted to make it look super duper finished. I'll just put a little tile there. I like to put a little angle at the top, a little wedge at the top of my tail, because it gives it a little finished look, I think. And then on the top, you're going to want another one of those jumper plates. You know the ones with a single stud in the middle. I'll borrow one from something else we did earlier. Okay, so jumper plates, they look like this. Single stud, single stud. You're going to put this on top of your eyes. Little jumper plate on top of your eyes like there. And then for your unicorn horn, I use 2 of these cones. Whatever color you want your unicorn horn. Stack them up, and then you're going to put them on top of that jumper plate. And now, what do you have? A lovely unicorn. If you wanted different eyes, so I love that Mixels have these cool eyes. So for Titus's unicorn, I found some Mixel eyes right there on both sides. But you could just use a stud if that's what you'd prefer. So, there you go. A unicorn flying. So today we have made a unicorn, a duck, a fish, and an elephant. It's quite a bit of building for a day. You guys did great. So if you guys have your pictures, if you guys have built something awesome while we've been on, take a picture of it. I would love to see it. We have about 10 minutes left on this building time. So in that time, I will teach you guys some fun things while I'm putting Titus's build back together, because I took his apart a little bit. I'm not going to tell him that though, because, you know, we don't need to. So, Lego is fun. And those of you guys who don't build Lego regularly, you might not know that there is a world of Lego. People who build for competition. You guys might have seen the show called Master Builders. You should watch it. It's pretty great. So for Titus's, here we go. We're going to add on to our unicorn thing with our last few minutes. So for Titus's unicorn, here it is. I took a plate, this blue plate, and I built a little heart for it. and put a couple studs so that his unicorn can stand like this. So hearts are pretty easy. I start with 2 upside down angles. That's the hardest part, is finding enough upside down angles to make it work. So I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 10 upside down angles, 1 by 2s, basically. 10 of them between the 2 sides. And then you have your different pieces on the inside, just brick size, 1 by bricks. And then you have some right side up angles. 2, 4, 6 of them for this size heart, and then you just put them all together like this. Keeps it pretty simple, very fun, and it's a fun, easy backdrop to your evil unicorn, if that's what you're building, or your nice unicorn. And you can build hearts in any color. We do them for Valentine's Day a lot, and then if you build bigger hearts, you can put words or numbers or whatever you want on the inside. So that is super fun. Easy peasy. But you have to put little studs under their feet, because otherwise they can't stand sideways. So there you have it. Fun little stand build. Display. That's the right word I'm looking for. So I'm going to add on to my creature for the last few minutes here, because I said I'd do this for an hour. So you guys have me for a whole hour. So I started this creature yesterday, so if you were on, you've got to see part of it. So sometimes my bricks don't fit as tightly as I'd like them, so what I do then is just kind of keep an eye out for a better brick that I can use instead. So we're going to try to find some upside down angles, because this guy needs it. Or that guy sits. I see. There we go. We're going to make that the back side. So now I just need a 2 by 2 square plate to put in there. I would really like a black one or a dark gray one. There we go. Oh, that's a 3. That's that brick plate I needed earlier. Oh, we'll use this one. The reason I'm doing that is to keep everything level. You want everything to be the same, essentially. You want it to be level. Now we have this side, so we just need some more upside down angles. This needs a plate. See this piece that divots down? So again, got to keep it level, otherwise you're not maximizing your studs, and you want to maximize as many studs as you can. See? So we are going to find some right side up angles, which I think I set some aside earlier. I think when I was digging I found some. Right side up angle. There's one. Beautiful. Found some upside down angles. That's helpful. That's a hinge. So the other thing that I keep my eye out for is, I just pulled it apart, are single right side up angles and upside down angles, because when you can't find those doubles like you want, you can use one of those in its place. You gotta have it. So for this guy, I'm gonna find more of these right side up angles, but keep my eye out for any size or shape, because frankly we're gonna need it. I'm gonna fill that in. It's not an ideal piece there, but we'll figure it out. So I'm really excited to see what you guys built today. What color is your unicorn that you built? I have to know. Ooh, see, so now I have 2 of these because I just found another one. So we're just gonna put them on as if it's 2, but it's not. So I'm gonna just keep doing that down here. just because then I'll have a full body, right? We're just going to keep working on this little bits each day after our main build, probably, if we have time. So tomorrow, we are building aircraft. So, airplanes, helicopters, UFOs. I don't know. What are your suggestions? If you guys have something that you want to see built, let's do it together. So, post in the comments your pictures if you took anything you want to build, any questions you have. Let's do it, because I'll be back here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll be here with you. So I hope you guys are here too. So again, my name is Misti King. I'm with the Josephine County Youth Foundation, which is a student-led nonprofit organization in Josephine County, Oregon. If you have questions about that, do feel free to reach out, because I am happy to answer any of them. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And if you're a kid watching, go do your chores. Mom said to do your chores. I have no doubt. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.